What's up you guys, After Chat Reacts here, and today I'm going to be reacting to some more Stargate SG-1. This is Season 10, Episode 3. Let's get into the episode.
Funny, he doesn't look excited.
Trust me, like a kid who was up all night on Christmas Eve.
I thought we imposed a moratorium on cultural references I wouldn't understand.
So excited, he was up all night.
It's only because he was worried sick about the success of the mission.
Wake up, sunshine. Time to see what old Santa brought me. Morning. What? We just came out of hyperspace. I'm guessing you don't want to miss the landing?
This is the captain. All hands take stations for atmospheric entry.
Why didn't you tell me?
Okay. He's a little excited.
We're Atlantis? Because if we're Atlantis, that's so exciting.
Clear for landing.
Understood, flight. We have the beacon.
Hey, you're just in time.
Are you kidding? I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Is it Atlantis?
The number of times I tried to get here.
Only
Atlantis?
2 of those times were my fault.
Atlantis? Finally! Daniel finally got here! Sorry, I'm excited.
It is beautiful.
Odyssey, this is Weir. I wanted to be the first to say welcome to Atlantis.
Thank you, Doctor. We're getting a good look at your fair city even as we approach.
Feel free to take a moment, but Stargate Command wants you to get started on your mission as soon as you've offloaded our supplies. We're out.
Yay! Daniel's finally here! Wait, he hasn't stepped off?
Guess I just wish my first trip to Atlantis wasn't under such desperate circumstances.
It's just another mission, Jackson.
One upon which the fate of the entire galaxy hangs in the balance.
And he goes on those all the time.
Val is not wrong. If we don't succeed in the Aura, I manage to get more ships through that supergate.
Well, like the lady said, let's all just take a moment.
Wait, we gotta wait until he actually steps into Atlantis.
Okay, moment's over. Let's go save the galaxy.
He's arrived, but he's not there yet. Okay, something bad could still happen. Look at me. I'm holding on to my shoe, man. I'm not actually wearing shoes. I don't know the term. What's the term? Waiting for the shoe to drop? That's the one. La 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 la.
The Ori supergate has been inactive since they sent their first wave, but it's been reported that the Priors are promising reinforcements for their armies, which are on their way and should be here soon.
Oh my god, he's here!
More ships, and these 4 are already more than we can handle. We have to act now.
Well, why don't you try dialing out? I mean, if it's powered by a black hole, you should be able to keep the thing up and running almost indefinitely.
Sure they thought of that before they came all this way, Rodney?
It was what we were attempting to do when the Ori fleet first came through. Now, the Asgard have since tried again, but for some reason they can't dial out.
But you might be able to dial in.
That's the problem. It was designed to dial in from another galaxy.
Like one of the Stargates in the Pegasus?
No. The diameter of a Stargate is not arbitrary. There is a specific correlation between the energy required to create a stable wormhole
And the size of the gate. I know that.
and it's exponentially proportional to size. Which means the energy required to create a connection with a supergate would far exceed that of an ordinary gate. It'd be like putting together a St. Bernard and a Chihuahua.
And the problem with that would be...
Well, obviously, it's a question of, I see. You're, mocking me.
No, I'm not from Earth. I honestly didn't get the reference.
Oh, well, they're both dogs.
McKay.
Colonel Carter, please continue.
If he speaks again, I'll shoot him.
But to answer your question, we are introducing another Stargate into the equation. Teal'c should have it in position right now.
If we can make a connection between that gate and one from the Pegasus galaxy...
You're gonna try and make it jump. Don't shoot me. You know I can't help myself.
Jump. Can you do that?
One of Colonel Carter's more brilliant planet-saving ideas from a few years back. Stargate Command inadvertently dialed the gate address of a planet that was on a collision course with a black hole.
The only way to disconnect before Cheyenne Mountain got swallowed up was to set off a shaped charge right at the event horizon. Now, that energy spike forced our outgoing wormhole to jump to another Stargate that was relatively close by.
And if we can do it again, we can tie up the Ori supergate indefinitely.
Even if you were able to establish an initial connection...
We need a nuke, we know.
And a dialing crystal capable
I already have one.
And if you want to keep the connection open for more than 38 minutes, you need to find a black hole in the Pegasus galaxy.
This is not our first barbecue, Dr. McKay.
I am just saying the yield calculations can be extremely tricky, if not borderline impossible. You may need me.
Colonel Carter said as much.
Ooh, we weren't going to tell him that.
It's a nice place you got here.
Thanks. We just painted. Well, good luck. And listen, if McKay gives you a hard time, just...
Shoot him.
Also, he's mortally allergic to citrus.
Really?
Keep one with me at all times. Just a comfort to know it's there.
That's good
Me too.
intel, thanks.
That's a good one. We're actually We're quite close.
You packed your bags?
Huh? Oh, right.
All right, be good.
Yeah, good luck. I wish I was going with you.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
I feel like I
Now
have
this place is Daniel Disneyland.
I'm good. No.
Wow. Just find a weapon.
No pressure.
You can check my preliminary yield calculations. Run that station over there.
I'm sure they're fine.
It's the reason you're here, McKay.
Right. But first, I just wanted to thank you for being there for me recently in a time of great personal need. Well, actually, you weren't there. I was alone in the dark, but, you know, it sure seemed like you were.
Are you telling me one of your fantasies?
No, it was a hallucination. I had a concussion, I was trapped in the back of a sinking jumper, and my mind conjured you up as a means of survival. This is what you would do in my situation. Save my life.
Okay, well, that's sort of nice.
Yes, it was.
Was I naked?
Partially.
Check my calculations, McKay.
Hello. Hello. We're looking for a couple of planets in the Milky Way.
Lala.
What? What can it hurt to ask?
You may enter your query verbally or by entering it manually on the console before you.
I'll speak, if that's all right.
Of course. But note, for future sessions, manual input is required for most system interaction.
I think I had her in grade 5.
Is that thing cool or what? The black hole.
What you're looking at is called the accretion disk. It's matter trapped in the gravity well. You can't actually see the black hole itself.
Which is cool.
We're in optimal range for releasing the gate. We can commit to the next phase.
This is Emerson to flight operations. Release the gate.
So what? We just found a random gate in the Milky Way galaxy and just threw it in there. Well, if that's the case, why can't we steal the gate and give it to ourselves instead of having to rent the Russian gate? Am I missing something?
No? Hi, fine.
That is Teonas.
Praklarouche Teonas was one of the earliest Lantian cities. It was abandoned when the inhabitants learned their sun was nearing the end of its life.
Yes, thank you. I know. I've been there. Okay, show me the order in which the earliest ancient cities were founded.
How's that useful?
I'm just getting my bearings. You're gonna have to get used to the fact this is probably gonna take a while.
The way you approach things, it could take the rest of our lives.
I'm sorry, but we're not gonna find the location of this thing by looking under W for weapon.
P for planet, then? I'm just saying, ask the question.
Dr. We already tried to be a complete waste of time.
It would take all of 11 seconds.
Hello. We're looking for the names of 2 planets, known on Earth in ancient times in the dialect of Old English as Castiana and Sahal. Satisfied.
Teoth, Praklarouche, and Valos Kor.
Now I'm satisfied. See, Daniel? Doesn't hurt to ask.
That's true.
Daniel. We got what we came for.
I know.
Shouldn't we be out there telling someone?
Not yet.
Okay, well, she told us the name of the planets. They were right up there glowing in the ceiling. Teoth, Vaklarush, and Valos Kor. She even gave us the addresses, which means we could be out there somewhere overlooking Atlantis, toasting with exotic beverages.
There's something else going on.
What?
It shouldn't have worked. I mean, I didn't expect it to when I asked Elizabeth to try, but I thought there'd at least be some remnant, some vague similarity between the words Castiana and Sahal and their ancient language counterparts.
She wouldn't lie.
I don't know. Explain this to me. How can this database translate in real time a language spoken 8,000 years after the ancients abandoned Atlantis?
That's a tough one.
Is there an archival visual record of the Lantian citizens who fled to Earth?
There is.
Display them for me. One at a time.
No. Those yield calculations are perfectly fine.
They are.
If your goal is to blow up the Stargate.
Anything less than it won't add enough energy to the matter stream to make it jump to
And
the Stargate.
anything more, and the Stargate will be destroyed. Look, you want to run high voltage, but you've only got an extension cord. It's impossible, and I told you so before
No,
we left
you
Atlantis.
said it was borderline
Yes,
impossible.
well, we've crossed the border. But hey, don't let me stop you. Calibrate your warhead, beam your bomb.
Sam, this is not the Rodney McKay I heard stories about.
I know.
What stories? What have you heard?
Well, for starters, that you didn't know the meaning of the word impossible.
Well, I certainly know the
And
meaning.
that under threat of impending death, you could work absolute miracles.
I suppose Shepard told you that?
Yes, he did.
Yes, well, it's all true, but I'm not under the threat of impending death, and I don't have a...
Not yet. Keep it up.
Well, I'll see what I can come up with then.
Fucking stupid.
You know, Cam, he's not wrong. As much as it pains me to say it, the data from our first attempt supports his argument.
Well, like my grandma used to say.
I also have this one.
Try a
I
larger
forgot.
thermonuclear reaction.
This is also all I'm in.
Exciting as it is to view the Atlantis family album,
I'm looking for someone in particular.
I don't know of any 10,000-year-old ancients.
She does. I mean, he does, doesn't he?
Take that back. We know him.
We do?
Moros was the last High Counselor of Atlantis.
Moros? Well, apart from the funny hat, he's a spitting image of Merlin.
In Arthur's time, it was Mirrodin. You see how a word can change over the centuries.
I know where you're going. You think that Merlin or Mirrodin or whatever his name was came back to Atlantis at some stage and hid these names here as clues for us to find.
No.
No.
The first human to set foot within the city after it was abandoned was Dr. Elizabeth Weir, leader of the current Atlantis expedition.
Are you sure of that?
Evidence of his presence would have been recorded.
Well, darling, guess that's it. We'll have to leave here with exactly that which we came here for.
No, I already knew Merlin was in the archive. I was looking for someone else.
The Aliao something?
Chose your words very carefully when you said the first human to set foot in the city. What about ascended being? You're not really a hologram, are you?
You have your answer, Daniel Jackson. I suggest you act on it.
You know, I think I've said this before, but I really didn't like early seasons of Daniel. He's so much better now. Since he came back, I think he's just so much better. Or I like him so much more now.
And we need 2, so let me just do the math.
All right, so we only have 2 more shots at this.
I'm also concerned that 2 successive blasts might overwhelm the stabilizer rockets, drive the gate closer to the event horizon of the black hole. I'm not crazy about bringing the Odyssey in that much closer.
I think it's worth the risk.
Elizabeth, we've detected a Wraith hive ship with our long-range sensors.
Is it headed this way?
Toward the Odyssey.
We should alert them. Open a channel.
We can't. The black hole is blocking their subspace communications.
Odyssey sensors will also be affected.
Most likely, along with several other systems.
There's a possibility they won't see the Wraith approaching them until it's too late.
That is my concern, yes.
Dial Earth. It's quite possible the Wraith were drawn to the nuclear blast. Stargate Command, this is Weir.
Doctor, we weren't expecting to hear from you until 1930 hours tomorrow.
We detected a Wraith ship on our long-range sensors headed towards Odyssey, but they're in close proximity to a black hole, which is hampered communications.
How can we help?
If you can get our message to Teal'c, he should be able to alert Odyssey through the connected Stargates.
I'm forwarding you our message now.
We're out. I'm gonna check in on Dr. Jackson and let him know what's happening here.
Right.
There's no point in hiding.
Don't think she's coming back, Daniel, especially if you shout at her.
Oh, yes, she is. She's come this far. She's gonna finish what she started. You're not fooling anybody anymore.
Dr. Jackson.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Who are you talking to?
Well, I don't know what she's calling herself these days, but at one point in history, her name was Morgan Le Fay.
Oh.
Morgan Le Fay was here.
Posing as a hologram, yes.
May I?
Oh, yes.
Hello.
That's her.
You may enter your query verbally or by entering
You
your
don't
manual.
drop the school teacher act.
This is a computer-generated image of an Atlantean woman who lived 10,000 years ago. I'm pretty familiar with the program. It hasn't changed.
Does this interface have the capability of playing back events from earlier in the session?
Yes.
Can you play back the last sentence she said to me before she disappeared?
You have your answer, Daniel Jackson. I suggest you act on it.
See? Her demeanor completely changed. She looked directly at Daniel. It was really creepy.
Well, I did warn you that she could be patronizing.
You said this device uses a lot of power. Is there any way of determining exactly how much power we've used?
Yes, control room, this is Weir. I need you to access the power usage logs for the hollow room.
None.
None.
So an ascended being was here the whole time, like...
And other than that...
Okay.
Hey. Got you.
I think I owe you an apology, Dr. Jackson.
There's no need, Dr. Weir. I'm the one who should apologize.
Teal'c, it's Mitchell. We're going again. Looks like this is one of those days when one nuke is not enough.
Understood, Colonel Mitchell.
Coordinates are set. Beaming the warheads in 5.
The second attempt was also unsuccessful. However, energy did pass between the Stargate and the Supergate.
Close, but not enough.
We still have 2 more bombs. I said we increase the yield to maximum, try it again.
You were the one who said a maximum yield blast would vaporize both gates.
We've only got 1 more shot at this. What difference does it make?
Man has a point, Sam.
Each attempt is forcing the gate closer to the event horizon of the black hole. To keep safe beaming distance, I'm gonna have to bring the Odyssey in even closer.
And the closer you get to the black hole, the more systems are affected by its effect.
Odyssey, this is Teal'c. My sensors indicate that an Ori vessel is approaching these coordinates. At their current speed, they will arrive within minutes.
Is that enough time to try again?
Well, not a chance. It takes time to set and calibrate warheads and detonators. I mean, look, he needs to get out of there.
Can't do that.
Well, why not? He's a sitting duck.
What Colonel Mitchell is saying is we can't allow the Ori to discover the secondary gate. If they do, we'll never get another shot at this.
You're an ascended ancient.
I am.
Specifically Morgan Le Fay. I thought I recognized her from descriptions in the archive on Binge Break.
That's great. So, enough of the tiny tidbits of information. Not that we're ungrateful, but if you know what it is we're looking for, and as an ascended being, I have to assume you do.
As Dr. Jackson knows, it is against our highest law to interfere.
But interfering a little bit is fine, is it?
It might be a good idea to be a bit less confrontational.
But she's here chatting with us. That's interference, isn't it?
If you really are Morgan Le Fay, how do I know your intention is to help us? According to legend, you were Merlin's greatest rival. Merlin is both morose and Mirrodin.
For a time in your history, yes, I was his rival. But we're talking about many thousands of years, Dr. Jackson, as you know. Things change. When we first abandoned Atlantis all those millennia ago, the Earth was so harsh, its people so primitive by comparison, there was no hope of living among them as Lantians or rebuilding our societies. So instead, we spread out to many lands, some of us planting a few small seeds of civilization among the first tribes of man, others making their way to the Stargate at your southern pole, still others choosing to live the remainder of our lives in seclusion and meditation. Merlin and I both chose the latter path.
And so you ascended.
It was only some thousands of years later, upon seeing the threat the Ori could one day become, that Merlin retook his human form in order to create the weapon that you seek. He did everything within his power to keep his work secret, but we feared his intentions. I was sent to observe, and if necessary, to stop him.
Wait, right there. Just a minute. If he was human again, then you were interfering. You broke your own law.
Merlin retained all of the knowledge he had gained when he ascended, as well as many powers. Knowledge and powers he used to create a weapon capable of wiping ascended beings from existence.
So you're saying he cheated?
In a manner of speaking. For that brief time in your history, he was the most powerful being on your planet. He created a small enclave of noblemen with whom he entrusted his secret.
So you're telling us that after doing everything in your power to oppose Merlin, all of a sudden you agree with him? Because if you don't, then you're deliberately misleading us.
Teal'c, the cloaking field may be attenuated because you've expanded it. Shut down all non-mission critical systems and maintain radio silence.
Uh-oh, that means you might not get the Wraith information.
Just to check things out, and they'll be gone soon.
I have no reason to deceive you.
No, of course not. So what were you doing when you were pretending to be a hologram?
The learning program I created many years before I left Atlantis presented itself as a means of helping you.
If you'd fallen for it, you'd have your answers and be on your way, thinking you came up with it yourself.
That was my intention.
I believe you. I do. I mean, I understand the fine line you have to walk. I realize the risk you're taking just showing yourself. But I'm sorry, I want more. You can pass it on to your friends as well. Yeah, I know you're listening because I am getting sick of hidden clues and cryptic messages. And Merlin was right that the Ori are a threat. But not only to us lowers, not only to the billions of human lives throughout this galaxy, but to your own existence. Because when this war is over, then every soul that's left alive is praying to the Ori, feeding their need to be worshipped. And you know who they're gonna come for next. I won't pretend to know what that war will look like or on what battlefield it will take place, but then I won't be alive to see it.
If we interfere, we are no better than the Ori.
I understand that is at the very core of what you are, of what you believe, but I'm talking about survival here. If you really are trying to help, then help yourself.
You speak from the heart, Dr. Jackson. That is what I remember most from your brief time among us. No, you wouldn't recall those. Memories were stripped from you when you were sent back.
That's what you're afraid of, isn't it? Doing the right thing and being punished for it.
I've already gone too far.
But you can't be the only one to realize the Ori have changed things. There must be others among you that see that the time to join this fight is now.
Odyssey, this is Teal'c.
Teal'c, what's the word?
A Wraith vessel is approaching your position.
That's not good.
There's no sign of a Wraith ship on the sensors.
We can't trust sensors this close to the black hole. Move us out.
Oh, there's something out there, all right? We just can't see it.
Damage report.
Hyperdrive is down.
Let's put some distance between us and that thing.
No, you know what? We need to do the opposite. What? Against a gravity well this strong, they've literally got the higher ground. But if we can get them to follow us closer to the black hole...
Then their systems will be affected the same way as ours, including their jamming technology.
Which means we should be able to beam the warheads directly aboard their ship.
Sure.
Take us in, full power.
Sounds like a plan.
I know what we're asking you to do. You're afraid the others will step in and stop you from helping us, but maybe they just need someone to cross that imaginary line instead of just walking it. There must be others among you just waiting to follow your example.
Not enough. But you have been allowed to go this far. Trust that you have your answers.
At least tell us which one of the planets to go to.
Please.
Merlin's weapon is not...
What happened?
Just what she knew would happen. They stopped her. We won't see her again.
Are they gonna punish her?
I don't know.
I think I understand why you came back, Daniel. I wouldn't have liked their company either.
Ray ship's in position.
Beaming warheads in 3. The Wraith ship has been destroyed.
Reduce sublight engines to 1/3. Let's get hyperdrive back online.
But there's something else. I don't know how it survived the detonation, but...
Stargate. It's still intact.
And it's still active.
Odyssey, this is Teal'c.
Teal'c, I thought we told you to get the hell out of there.
If I had done so, I would be unable to inform you that the jump was successful. The Supergate is now active.
Are you serious?
There is more, Colonel Mitchell.
I was able to keep the Stargate concealed until the last moment and lure the Ori vessel into the unstable vortex of the Supergate when the jump occurred.
You mean we just blew up an Ori ship?
By destroying a Wraith ship.
Indeed we did. Today we have achieved a great victory.
It's about time.
She said you had your answer. We found out the 2 addresses we came here for. Can you at least smile about that?
I suppose. But we did find out something else, too.
What?
They're not going to help us.
I mean,
in
we're
this alone.
that. Hey, what's up you guys? Quick interruption here. As you are no doubt aware, these past few years have been tough on all of us. And there are some things that none of us can hide from. The cost of living, for instance, food and things like electricity, gas, and water have all gone up and they continue to go up. Now, I don't really like to advertise this, but in order to afford keeping the lights on, the camera running, and to be able to provide you guys with new content like this very edit, for example, I feel I need to let you guys know about how you can help support the channel and myself. I have a Patreon that if you pledge to, you're helping support the channel, and in return you can get a vast amount of content that you wouldn't regularly get on YouTube, such as full unedited reactions to my regular content, a ton of other shows and movies that you probably don't even know that I've reacted to. A link to this can be found in the description below, and it really does help the channel by keeping me and my very cute cats alive. Think of the cats. If you're interested, you can also check out our website, which is also linked below. Perhaps there's some shows and movies there that you didn't even know that I reacted to, but you always wanted to see. Please know, pledging is entirely your own choice, of course. You're welcome to stay here on YouTube and wait for the edits to come out. No worries. I'm not going anywhere. More edits are coming. I understand not everyone is in the position to support creators, but any help is welcome. Anyways, thank you for your continued support, whether it's through YouTube or on Patreon. You guys are the best. Now please, enjoy the rest of the video. Alrighty, well that was Stargate SG-1 Season 10 Episode 3. Daniel finally got to be in Atlantis, yay! I liked this crossover, I thought it was pretty good. To be honest, I only really liked the Vala and Daniel stuff. All the other Supergate stuff, I wasn't all that keen on, but whatever. I wonder if Atlantis is going to continue this crossover, or if that was just it. I'd like it to continue, but I guess we'll see. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought, and I'll see you in the next one.